Hey, it's Hunt. You found Hunt on Saints. We're talking black and gold football. Do us a favor. Hit the like button, share your comments below, and hit that subscription button so you can get all of our content. Enjoy. Saints had OTA practice earlier today. A lot of reports coming out. Derek Carr, he threw an interception. Demario Davis got him. I think he'll survive. I think everybody will be okay. Dennis Allen met with the media following the OTA workout and spoke to the Saints' attendance at organized team activities today.
He's been dealing with some family stuff. Look, I mean, I'm not going to go through everybody that's here or not here. I would say that there's some guys that are not here due to injury. There's some guys that are here that are not here due to some personal issues. There's some guys that are, not here due to their, own personal choice. We're going to focus on the guys that are here, get the guys that are here, get them better as much as we possibly can during this, important time in the development of our team. And then, look, next week we've got mandatory minicamp. My expectation is that everybody will be here for mandatory minicamp, and then we'll kind of go from there.
And look, I think that's fine. I certainly lean on the Hesters of the world here for insight into what attendance should look like this time of year. And there are some guys that you flatly need to be out there. I need Derek Carr there as the leader of the offense and learning a new system. He needs to be there. He is. I need Trevor Penning and Taliese Fuanga to be there. They need to learn those spots on the offensive line. They need to improve. They need to be impact players on this team. They're there. I need them there. I don't necessarily care that much if Alvin Kamara is there. I don't care that much if Demario Davis is there. Demario Davis is there. And Marshon Lattimore to an extent. Like, I'm not that concerned about that. I think you've got most of the guys there that you need to be there. I need Brian Brzee to be there to continue his trajectory. I need Isaiah Foskey to be there because he's got to try to come on and be a productive player that you took early in the last draft. Like, there are some guys that you need to be there. It's a lot like spring football here in Baton Rouge. Some guys really need to be there working on their craft as much as they possibly can. Some guys, I'm not all that concerned. And Marshon Lattimore has not been there at OTAs. We'll see if he's there next week. But Dennis Allen kind of spoke to his Pro Bowl cornerback and the situation that's going on there.
Marshon, that would be my expectation.
That was my expectation that he would be at minicamp next week. Now, if he's not, we can start to peel that back. We'll talk to Luke Johnson tomorrow, and we'll see just how they feel about that situation. I'm not there day to day. Certainly don't have any sources inside the situation. We talked to Luke. We talked to Sharif. We talked to Ross Jackson. You kind of read the tea leaves, and it sounds like that there's a bit of a disconnect between Marshon Lattimore and Dennis Allen. I can't possibly speak to the severity of that or the genesis of that. I don't really know. But I would feel better about it, quite frankly, if he did show up for mandatory minicamp next week. OTAs for a corner. Look, Deion Sanders didn't even go get in the huddle. So, Marshon Lattimore, when healthy, is a really, really good cover corner who I'm not too worried about. When he's not healthy, there have been issues the last couple of years. But we'll see if he shows up next week. If he's not there next week, it becomes a story. For me today, as we sit here and look at Marshon Lattimore not being there, I don't know that that's a huge story. Now, the other bite that I thought was interesting from Dennis Allen earlier today was talking about expectations, because it feels different talking about the Saints this year than it has any year I can remember since I was honestly in college. Like, they had that run of Breeze years where you always thought you were in the mix to be a contender, and then you had the couple of years since where you thought that with Sean Payton you could be fine and you'd figure it out, and then you had Jameis Winston and then he got hurt, and then you had Derek Carr, and you've always thought they had a chance to be the best team in that division even after Drew Brees moved on, and it doesn't feel like a lot of people feel like that at this point. So Dennis Allen spoke to the expectation level outside of the organization.
I could care less what the outside expectations are outside of this building. We're just gonna keep going to work every day, and I like our process, and I like what we're doing right now.
And that's the right answer, and that's fine, and that's what he should say, and that's what he should do. But the fact of the matter is that you've now put yourself in a situation with 2 under 500 seasons that if things get out of the block slowly, the fact that there are very little expectation on this team, the fact that there's a segment, probably a huge segment of the fan base that is unhappy with the direction of the franchise and the head coach and the quarterback, and when that turns off and people stop showing up and apathy kind of sets in because you've had 2 poor seasons in a row and you get off to a bad start, then it no longer becomes expectations. It becomes reality, and the reality is that the Saints are going to have a huge shakeup and a big transition period should that happen. Now, if you go out there after you put in your work and try to get as good as you can and go out there and play, and you start 3-2 against that brutal start, heaven forbid, you start 4-1 against that ridiculous start, well, you change the tune of everything immediately. It's that quick. You go, well, they finally got it figured out. They're healthy. Their quarterback's playing well. They're still a good defense. They've revitalized the offense with a new hire, and all of a sudden, everything's feeling really good. But it feels like after 6 or 7 weeks, we're going to have a real good handle on what the Saints are. And if it goes the way that those of us who don't have high expectations for the Saints think it will go, there are changes coming quickly. And I don't care that Dennis Allen sounds a little bit dismissive there. He should be. That's not a question he needs to concern himself with mentally. Now, it's a fine for the media to ask it, and he wasn't, I don't think, disrespectful in his answer. But it's the reality at this point. People outside of that building don't think the Saints are very good. You look at rankings of the quarterbacks, and Derek Carr's thought of as like the 23rd, 24th best quarterback in the league. You look at betting lines to win the division. The Saints are not at the top. You look at the way Vegas thinks they're going to start. It's not good. They're an underdog in the majority of their games, as we went through a couple of weeks ago. Like, all those signs are there. You can change the narrative pretty quickly. The fact of the matter is that right now, the narrative is what it is, and there's just not a ton of expectation on the New Orleans Saints. Hey, it's Hunt. Thanks for watching Hunt on Saints. Before you leave, help us out a little bit. Hit that like button, leave your comments in the section below, and hit that subscribe button so you get all our content right here from Hunt on Saints. We'll see you next time.